All right, welcome back to Couple Minutes. I'm Ian.
And I'm Celeste.
For those of you that are tuning in for the first time, Couple Minutes is part of the CIAN Truth Ministries media outreach. And the purpose of Couple Minutes is to provide a couple's perspective biblically of how they walk out their faith as a living sacrifice. And that includes
our struggles.
Yes. And so if that's something you're interested in, subscribe, click the bell to be notified so you do not miss any future episodes.
Right.
And so today,
not neglecting your spouse.
Yes. And so spoiler alert, this is an age-sensitive topic.
Right.
And so if you have your children watch these videos with you, to better understand a husband and wife's role as they're walking out their faith, we would highly recommend that you would view this separately and make that decision for yourself.
Right.
And so that being said.
Right. I mean, the Bible tells us to come together, that we're supposed to have relations, and we call them mommy and daddy relations in our house, that we're supposed to have it unless you have mutually agreed upon not coming together, which would be because you're fasting, supplicating, the feast days, or then the 3 days out from
Shabbat.
From Shabbat or whatever holiday it is. And so we try to be more aware of that, because of the two of us, I'm the one that's more susceptible to the emotions, the fear-based, and things like that, that when I do things like that, it opens up the legalities to be able to come in with more arguments and those type of things. And so it's better for us that we do come together before a feast day or a holiday or something, because if not, then a lot of fights happen, especially with the strife that's going on in the world right now and all the stuff that's creeping in. It really gets to us, rather, to me. And so we have to be aware of that, that we need that time together. We need that mommy and daddy relation time.
Absolutely. And it's a beautiful thing that God has given us to die to each other,
Right.
to tend to each other's needs, but it's done in a proper way.
Setting,
it's
right.
done in a mutually agreed setting, and it's something set apart for a married couple.
Right.
You know, in our society, it's all too often that we have individuals that they claim they love their boyfriend and girlfriend, and that's part of their relationship. No, that's fornication. This
Right.
is something that was set apart for husband and wife.
Right.
And so because it is exclusive to a husband and wife, there is a need for it. There's a purpose for it. And then there's a time, like we've told, unless it's a mutually agreed for fasting, for supplicating, and preparing against the third day and all these other things that are tied into our faith. But absolutely, when we allow too much time to come in between, that intimate time between the husband and wife, that echad spirit, it allows for the enemy to start bringing in fear-based issues, and strife starts to work in, and all these other things.
The lust factors of going to the gym, seeing somebody. I mean, sometimes when you go to the gym, I mean, they barely got things covering their
bodies.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Men and women on that side. And then you have, HaSatan playing with people, and they'll purposely bend over in front of you or do things. And, I'm sorry, we're human flesh. And so then it starts getting thoughts creeping in our head, and we have to actively fight those. But if we're having that strong relationship between us, it makes it easier, and through God's strength, to be able to fight the flesh.
To put a defense up against that, right. Absolutely.
And so being aware of that is huge.
And Paul speaks to that, right?
Right. And then we're also not to manipulate or control our spouse with that as a sign of punishment or of something else like that. Withholding, as something like that. So it is something we are to do.
Absolutely. And again, remember that the purpose of that is so that you guys will have intimacy and close space between you. It allows for you to better connect emotionally and spiritually to that other person, so that you can better meet their needs.
Right.
And so, don't neglect yourselves. All right. So we hope you found this edifying, and it's encouraged you as you are living out your faith as a living sacrifice unto the Most High. So on behalf of CIAN Truth Ministries, in a couple minutes, Yah willing, we'll see you again. Shalom.
Shalom.